Hello, guys. Welcome to this particular session. This is related to scheduled tribes. The discussion we will be having today is regarding scheduled tribes. Scheduled tribes. So, the basic thing that we need to remember, I will be going with regard to. Let me tell you what I will be going with it. So, I will be telling you about what are the constitutional protection given to scheduled tribes, what are the legal protection given to scheduled tribes, and what are the some schemes related to scheduled tribes which actually you can utilize while writing answers for such questions and to build upon your own knowledge base. For scheduled tribe, we need to first remember about article 342. This is the very important article. Basically, this article gets a clarification who has the power to decide who is a scheduled tribe. So it is a president. It is a president in consultation with governor. In consultation with governor decides the scheduled tribes in the country by way of notification. So it is mentioned in the article 342 of Indian Constitution. Here A stands for article. If you want to write, I can show it is written like this. Article 342 of Indian Constitution. This is the first provision for scheduled tribe. Second provision that you need to remember is regarding the reservation of scheduled tribes. So reservation of scheduled tribes. So reservation here I means reservation to Lok Sabha, and reservation to Vidhan Sabha. We call Lok Sabha the lower house and Vidhan Sabha the legislative assembly of the state. Okay, so it is mentioned under article, here A for article 330 and article 332 respectively. It means for Lok Sabha it is article 330 and for Vidhan Sabha it is article 332. It talks about the representation of the scheduled tribe in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. You can remember a thing that there is no reservation of scheduled tribe in the Rajya Sabha. So in the Rajya Sabha, the scheduled tribes do not have any reservation. Okay, just like this. Now you can also look into the other provision, like they also have the reservation in the Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies. Okay, so Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies, it was given through 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment at 1992. Okay, so 73 and 74 constitutional amendment act, they also got the reservation into the Panchayati Raj institution, that is in the Gram Panchayats and also in the urban local bodies. So the article which corresponds with it is article 243D, D for Delhi. It is for the Panchayati Raj institutions. Okay, and similarly article 243T, it is for the urban local bodies. Okay, so the post of the chairman in the urban local bodies will be reserved as per their proportion of their population. So reservation is proportional to their population. Percentage of seats reserved will be in proportion, this is called proportion, to their population. Okay, so this is what I was regarding the reservation in the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, then in the Panchayati Raj institutions. Then we can also go reservation in the government employment. In government employment. So reservation in the government employment is given under article 16, that is public employment. Public employment. Okay. Then also reservation is also given in educational institutions. Reservation in educational institutions. So reservation in educational institutions are given by article 15. Article 15 of the Indian Constitution. So article 15, article 16, I will highlight you the articles which I have just with a different pen, so you will be remembering them. Then you also have the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. It was instituted through 89th Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, so this National Commission was introduced under article 338 and A. Article 338A of Indian Constitution gives provide for the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe. And also, since tribes also have a distinct language, they have distinct culture, and government also wants to protect their learning in the mother tongue. So article 350B, it talks about officer of linguistic minority. So officer of linguistic minorities. So because tribals also do not have the linguistic majority, they are very limited in numbers. So this constitutional provision also promotes and conserve their language. And similarly, we have article 29 and 30, which talks about linguistic minority and religious minority. Religious and linguistic minorities. Okay, so they have the right to establish and administer. To establish and administer. Establish and administer the educational institutions. Educational. They have right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choices. And also two very important provision. One is article 244.1. Article 244.1 relates to 5th schedule area. Okay, 5th schedule area. So 5th schedule area are present in 10 states. 10 states. And these 10 states are, like, if I may tell to you some of them. Madhya Pradesh it is, Chhattisgarh it is, Jharkhand it is, Odisha it is, Andhra Pradesh it is, Telangana it is, Gujarat it is, Himachal Pradesh it is, Maharashtra it is, etc. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have already written 9. Okay, then we have article 244 clause 2. It deals with the 6th scheduled area. 6th scheduled area. And this 6th scheduled area are in the northeast of India. If I may try to draw the map of India in northeastern side. So it will go like this. Okay, so this is a Bangladesh. So if I have to show where are these 6 scheduled areas, so firstly we have this Assam. This Assam goes like this. Okay, this is Assam. Then we have Meghalaya. Then we have Tripura. And then we have Mizoram. Okay, so these are all covered with this is Meghalaya. This is Tripura. So Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. They are the 6 scheduled areas as per the Indian Constitution, and they also get the safeguards. They have the autonomous district council, and they have autonomous, if I may write second point, autonomous regional council. Autonomous regional council. These autonomous district council and autonomous regional council play a very important role in the governance of these particular states. Governance. They have their own set of uh, civil rights, civil laws, like with respect to marriage, inheritance, transfer of property, adoption, and marketing. So these are particularly which are critical to you, which are critical for you to remember for Article 244 subclause 2. So I think I have written about 10 provisions, and there are some basic articles which you can already like mention. That is Article 14, which talks about equality before law. So equality is a very broader concept. Equality means access to opportunity, equal opportunity. Okay, so this is there. And if I may write about one from the DPSP side, so it is Article 46, which talks about the economic and educational development. Economic and educational development of scheduled tribes. There are certain other sections also mentioned in it, but here I am just concentrating myself over the scheduled tribes. So Article 46 of Indian Constitution is regarding this. And since we have covered 11 points, now we shall also look into the legal protection that are given to tribes. So these were the constitutional provisions. So legal protections. So legal protection given to tribal areas are like firstly, they have the Protection of Civil Rights Act. Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. And they also have the Prevention of Atrocities Act. Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. These two laws actually dealt to promote the dignity and ensure that they are not socially ill-treated in the society. So to promote the equality, liberty, and to promote the justice in the society, these two particular laws have been created. Then there is also the Bonded Labor Abolition Act. Bonded Labor Abolition Act. So Bonded Labor Abolition Act came into force in 1976. It aims to end the bonded labor, and it aims to promote the rehabilitation. There, like firstly, it wants to end the practice of bonded labor. And the practice. You know what is bonded labor? Bonded labor are those laborers which serves under the master, and they get their wages or dues over it, and they are perpetual slaves to them. They do not ask to go somewhere. Their life gets under the control of their masters, and they loses the very basic meaning of life and dignity, which is enshrined in the Article 21 of Indian Constitution. So that's why it has been considered as a very derogatory and inhuman practice. So that's why government came with a law that ended the bonded labor that came with the Bonded Labor Abolition Act in 1976. And similarly, to enhance the provision of the Gram Panchayat to the scheduled areas, the government bought PESA, PESA Act 1996. It was Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act 1996 to promote the grassroots level governance. Grassroots governance. Grassroots governance to promote their Panchayati Raj institutions to become well functional. They empowered Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha is very powerful in these particular areas where they are responsible to ensure that they make sure their sustainability doesn't get compromised with the developmental activities of the government. Gram Sabha gives the licenses, it also gives the permits, and many times the developmental work has to be well discussed with the Gram Sabha before they are taken into the consideration. And one very important act which the government has actually brought about it is Forest Rights Act. Forest Rights Act 2006. So Forest Rights Act actually gives the traditional forest dwellers, scheduled tribes, the right to utilize the minor forestry resources of the forest so that they could actually continue their life. They could actually go to the forest, they could collect the food, fodder, timber, and so that they could sustainably continue their life the way they used to continue since many years, I mean thousands of years. So in that way the Forest Right Act 2006 tries to safeguard the rights of the tribal people in those particular areas. And government has also brought the schemes with regard to it. So if I may write the schemes with regard to it, so schemes like we have Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana, which is to promote the tribal development. So let me write it: Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. So Van Bandhu Kalyan, Van Bandhu, it also gives a meaning to the name that it has given. One, that is jungle, that is the forest. Bandhu means brother, those who are the brothers of the forest. To preserve the cultural heritage and promote sports. So the objective was to protect the cultural heritage, preserve and protect, preserve and protect cultural heritage, preserve and protect cultural heritage, and promotion of sports, and promotion of sports, sports promotion. So this is one scheme. Then secondly we have a scheme called MSP for MFP. MSP for MFP. It is very important because it assures the tribals that they will get the minimum support price for the minor forest produce, and it is being recommended by the Trifed pricing cell. Okay, so it is like this. So what are the minor forest produce? They are like gums, chironji, then you have mahua. So there are different types of minor forest produce, and they are not exploited at the hands of the middleman, then zamindar or a money lender. So government is trying to ensure that they are getting at least MSP for their minor forest produce. Then they also have the scheme called Van Dhan Yojana. Van Dhan Yojana. I may so write. Van Dhan Yojana. So under Vandhan Yojana, they also have to set up. Basically, what it is there, the Vandhan Yojana is kendras are being set up, which will form SHGs. So under Vandhan Yojana, cranes means centers. Centers will be set up, which will promote the formation of SHGs. SHGs means self-help group. About 10 to 12 tribals will be included in one self-help group. Okay, and SHGs are the tribal gatherers for non-timber based forest produce will be made to contribute to these kendras, and these kendras will then sell to the market. So what it will do, SHGs of 10 to 12 tribal will be there, and these tribal gatherers will gather, collectivize, and then procure, and they'll sell it to the kendras. So in that way things will improve. So these are some of the features that are important for the tribals. I have tried to summarize everything, starting from the constitutional provisions to the legal safeguards and to schemes. If I may so revise it once more for you, I think it would be good. So let us look at one more time. So firstly we started with article 342. Article 342 defines कि president has the power in consultation with governor to decide who is scheduled tribes and who is scheduled tribe not. Then reservation of scheduled tribe. A reservation and scheduled tribe have been into the field of Lok Sabha. It was given in the field of Lok Sabha, it was given in article 330, and for the Vidhan Sabha it was given in article 332. So article 332. Okay. And for the panchayati institutions we have with article 243D, article 243D, D for Telangana and D for Delhi, you can remember in that way. Then article 16 which talks about the employment, public employment. Article 15 educational institutes में reservation. Article 338A it talks about the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Then article 350B it talks about the officer for linguistic minorities. Article 29 and article 30 they actually tries to safeguards the right of the linguistic and religious minorities, and tribals are the religious and linguistic minorities. Then article 244 clause 1 it talks about the fifth schedule of the Indian Constitution. There are 10 states which have the 10 fifth schedule areas. Then article 244 subclause 2 it talks about the sixth schedule area. These are the four northeastern states. There are the four northeastern states here. They have the autonomous district council and autonomous regional council. Okay. Then article 14 it talks about the equal opportunity in terms of access to resources, access to employment, access to jobs, access to social standing, so everything in every sphere. So opportunity should be equal. Then article 46 it talks about the economic and the educational development of scheduled tribes, economic and the educational empowerment of scheduled tribes. Then if we look for the legal protection, so in the legal protection we have the 1955 the Prevention of Atrocities Act, Prevention of Civil Rights Act. Then 1989 we have the Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. Then we have Bonded Labor Abolition Act 1976, Bonded Labor Abolition Act 1976. Then we have Peace Act of 1996 which aims to promote the gram panchayats in those scheduled areas to promote grassroots level governance. Then we have Forest Right Act 2006 to promote the scheduled tribes to gather their minor forest produce from the jungles, minor forest produce from the jungles. Then we also have the various scheme like Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana to preserve and protect the cultural heritage. So Van Bandhu, you can remember this keyword is important. Then MSP for MFP, this whole word is important. Then Van Dhan Yojana, it is also very important. You have to open the kendras and the SHGs will be formed out of 10 to 12 tribal, and they will aggregate their minor forest produce. They will aggregate, this is symbol of aggregation. Then they will collectivize, they will grade, and then they will sell, and all these things will be facilitated through kendras. So this is the broader understanding about the tribes in our country. I think I have covered it very holistically, and in case you think something is left or you want to ask something more, you can very well comment on the comment box. Thank you.